Righty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at it again, and, well, I have an update to share regarding the Enviosity situation over here. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, the return of a mint picker, not the mint picker, but a mint picker to the Wuthering Waves space. Somebody over here who's gonna have a lot of confidence, right, in what they actually have to share. Let's take a little bit of an intro over here from my most recent video regarding the matter.
I was there when both games were written. I was there playing Genshin Impact day one when you still had to use resin in order to accept the rewards for events.
Yeah, so basically this guy's over here talking about the fact that, yes, because he's played gacha games longer than other people, simply time, duration, by the way, this is like somebody that's 90 years old but mentally retarded, saying that they're smarter than you just because they're 90. Just ignoring the fact that they're mentally retarded. That's kind of what's going on over here, where somebody has decided to, basically, with a chip on their shoulder that they didn't earn, well, basically show off some of the craziest egos in the space. And this situation has come to a bit of a head for one reason in particular. This. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this video over here, my Enviosity is back video, the one that I reacted to over here, it just got privated, and you might be wondering, okay, why did that happen? Was the guy wrong? Was the guy crazy? Was the guy saying some weird shit? This is the most recent video that showed up on Analytical Vibes' channel. You can see it over here. My honest thoughts on the state of Wuwa, final video on the matter, and then you can see two Glocks pointed right at his like profile page, his branding, his logo, all of that, kind of showing that he's being attacked insincerely, right? He's being attacked unfairly by Wuthering Waves players. But you're gonna notice that video, the one that we reacted to, the one where he said he was right and everybody else was wrong, that one's gone. And if you want like a direct quote from here, guys, of just how, like, basically what I think is like a great summary of the video that got deleted, look no further than this part of the video. I think this is just a really, really great summary of the deleted video. You disproportionately attacked the collab, refused the Cyberpunk collab you're seeing on the screen over here, to bring up any of the positive, insanely free-to-play friendly elements of it, like the free Rebecca, as well as the rebate on the polls, where you get 15 for free just from playing the patch and up to 21 from the rebate, and then proceeded to surround that criticism that was already one-sided and wasn't already giving the full picture with even more bullshit surrounding the skins. And if you want the bullshit surrounding the skins, well, guys, look no further than here. Just listen to this take. Listen to this take, and then I'll simply let him speak, and then provide some B-roll for you guys in the background.
Adding skins is an admission of inferiority in the gacha space, because you're basically admitting that you can't make as much money on characters, which is why you're selling more skins. Much money as these games, we need to use other avenues to get money. And that's how we've been seeing how Kuro Games has basically admitted that it's unable to generate as much money as these other games when it comes to character revenue themselves. The Kuro characters are just not as enticing in generating as much money because they're just not able to get as much players as Genshin Impact. And all of these methods are just an admission of that, straight up. And they've resorted to using lower level tactics of endless skins in order to make up that difference. It's kind of sad. Adding skins is an admission.
So that's his take. And that's why I said in my summary, bullshit surrounding the skins. You see the bullshit, right? It's pretty bullshit to call out Wuthering Waves, single them out, say that they're the ones that are admitting inferiority for making skins and accessories when every other gacha company in the space is doing the same. You see what's going on over here, right? That's kind of stupid. So that was only part of it. There's still more shit surrounding the skins. So that's what you did. And like now you're saying you were right the whole time. All right, cool, for sure, man.
Everything that I said was completely correct.
Just so you know, that wasn't even scheduled. That just, in the react, that part of his video came up right after I said that part. Just coincidence. But that's the situation over here, guys. Some of the worst takes ever. And then in this video that got privated, we double down and say that we're right the whole time, even when we're saying stupid ass shit like this and that everyone else was wrong, people just didn't understand us. There's a reason why this react is so long. Make sure you take a look. One of the funniest videos I've ever made. That video's gone now. It's dead. Because I think he realized, good lord, that was an absolute shit show. That was a blazing dumpster fire of a video. That, in all honesty, it was probably good that he took it down. But you're also going to notice over here, in his third response video that was posted 15 hours ago, he disabled likes on this one, and then on his first video ever regarding the skin situation, the one that started the entire thing, this one got privated, it got unprivated, now it's back, but there's been a third modification made to it, which is appropriate. It's kind of like cyberware for your YouTube vids. Yeah, this one got its likes disabled too. So we disabled likes on 2 of our videos, we privated one, and then this one over here, guys, why do you think the likes were disabled on it? It wasn't received very well. 712 comments, 6.4k likes 15 hours ago, and a bunch of comments just taking a dookie on him. Because apparently, he does a bit of a bait and switch over here. I think the comments over here, even the ones that are slightly supporting him, they'll send you a bit of a message. Let's take a look at it ourselves, see whether or not he's spitting, and whether or not, and I think this is the main one over here, he's addressed the crazy take that he made over here about woo-wah on the nature of skins and accessories being inferior to other games, as these other games are doing the same exact thing. Let's see if any of this stuff is addressed. Let's go ahead. Let's get right on into this.
It's clear that by now we are just banging our heads against the wall.
No, not us. It's you. I think that the whole, like, we approach, the kind of, like, oh, making this experience communal, no, this is you getting your ass beat online, and then, like, you're trying to, like, spread the ass beating. It's like you're trying to cast, like some spell that will, like, distribute the damage to everybody else. No, this is, like, I think this is all you. Like, you're taking this one solo.
No matter how many dislikes or comments,
especially after you privated your own videos and disabled dislikes, now you're taking this one by yourself. It's not we here. Yeah, the only one is you.
Comments you write, I won't change my mind. And no matter how many videos I make, I won't change yours.
Okay, so he's just upfront saying he's still right. He's upfront in saying all of his points are still right. Because he said he's not changing his mind on anything. That's rough. Yeah, that's rough 9 seconds in. Especially after the fact that we privated our own video and then disabled our own likes.
So we're just going to have to agree to disagree and move on to greener pastures. However, there are 2 final things I want to say about
that's a really impressive approach. You're outright wrong, said a bunch of bullshit that's completely wrong. You get called out, fact-checked numerous times, and then your response is, let's just move on. I'm still right, let's just move on. Let's just agree to disagree. I know I'm blatantly wrong, but yeah, I'm right, let's just move on. What the f... I wonder how this guy, like, I genuinely have to wonder what this guy, like, how is it like when you, like, are these people like this, like, in their normal life? Or are they only like this online? Like, because this reminds me a lot of how, like, guys like Genizad operate online. But, like, do they do this, like, offline, too?
This before closing the chapter on this completely. I want to reply to one specific comment, and the next thing is I want to talk about how this applies to you, because it seems as though it's been lost in translation.
Lost in translation. Okay, so the spin that we're taking over here, right, is that lost in translation means that, like, everyone did, like, their due diligence on both sides, and then just, like, a language barrier or something just unfortunate resulted in the message not getting through. You did not do your due diligence. Like, you didn't do, like, the prep work or, like, the research to say lost in translation. You just said a bunch of dumb shit that made no fucking sense, and, like, nobody understood it. Your points were awful. And now you're going ahead, and because nobody got the message that you were trying to convey, he just probably just retconned it, right? The idea is that he probably said some dumb fucking shit, realized it was dumb as hell, and then decided to retcon it after the fact to mean something else. And then he's like, oh, wait, my essay on 10 ways to train your dog, it was actually an essay about, like, the tragic loss of my pet. You just did it like, you're supposed to read this one point about, like, treat, sit. That was an integral part of, like, the journey. This is just like, it's like rewriting the prompt after the essay's put in. The unfortunate part is that everyone is calling him out on his shit already. Every single person. Because you take a look at the comment section like I talked about before. Bro tried to tie the amount of skins to HP inflation and thought he's spitting. Need a better analogy? No. Well, after you see this comment, you'll see why that analogy actually makes... You'll see why that analogy actually makes sense. Yes, my analogy sounded a little retarded because this is the first comment on the video. And you're probably wondering, how the fuck did he do that? How the fuck did he tie HP inflation to skins? And that's what we're going to be finding out today. Last thing that I'll do before we dive into his amazing points over here is I just want to take one quote. Just listen to this.
This first video would have been talking about the increasing level of accessories that are in the game. Accessories tell a story about what's in the author's mind. When gacha...
Remember, lost in translation. Bitch, if you don't understand that, that's not your fault. He's like blaming other people for not understanding what the fuck he was trying to convey with that. Bro, what? What was that? Anyways, so yeah, lost in translation.
How this affects you. I've been reading so many comments that say, I'm a free-to-play player, Kuro adds 1 billionth skin, oh no, anyway, and it's clear that it's been lost in translation how this affects you. I would like to respond to a comment that says,
how do bike skins affect anyone? Let's find out.
Man complains about endless Kuro skins and accessories. Same man, asterisk, owned. Now this is a particularly hilarious comment because it's presuming that I own all of the skins as I'm talking about them and complaining about them.
Yeah, so Analytical Vibes had a very hypocritical moment over here, right? And you could just take it from his initial video itself, right? The one that he deleted. Yeah, you can... The vehicles disappear from the shop if you own them. So he basically had every single vehicle. Oh, actually, I don't even know. Wait, no, these ones are showing that they are owned. So maybe he actually bought every single one. Wait, never mind. No, I guess the vehicles do say in the shop. It just says owned. So yeah, he bought every single skin that he's talking about. Show yours? Oh, yeah, I'll show mine. Yeah, I'll show you what somebody with a shred of willpower is able to do. Like, not buy every single fucking skin. Like, literally, I don't have a single one of them. Like, I don't even have one. Not even one. Yeah, I don't even have those either.
Listen, I'm a resolute guy in my opinion, but I laugh at myself all of the time. Just because I have my opinions doesn't mean I'm serious all of the time. And I really want to talk about this comment. I don't know where it is now because there's...
Wait, was his entire take there just like, yeah, I'm a massive fucking hypocrite, but like, so what?
Like 1,000 comments. But this comment brings up a good point. Because I love Wuthering Waves. I love Wuthering Waves a lot. A great deal. And it's true. I own every skin. I own every character. Every weapon. I have S2 of characters.
Is he doing it again? Is he doing it again? Is it like, guys, my hypocrisy, I'm the only motherfucker in the space who gets to be hypocritical as shit because I spend more money on Wuthering Waves than you. Because I spend so much money and play the game so much, I get to be a hypocritical piece of garbage in my content. I get to just say a bunch of bullshit that makes no sense. Because I spend money on you, I get to say retarded shit about you and you can't complain. Bro, it's kind of like an abusive relationship. Except this time, like, the wife is fighting back and we're beating the shit out of the guy. Like Woowa is like the battered wife right now, and like his strategy is not working. Because legitimately, he's like, oh, I'll just give you more money so I can treat you like shit. That's like literally what he's saying right now. I don't need to do research. I don't need to like adequately form arguments. I could be a fucking massive hypocrite, right? Because I spend money on the game so I can say whatever I want. Bro, what? Bro, that's literally the argument over here. He's getting called out for inconsistency and garbage, and he's just flexing how much he's paid on the game. How does that even make sense? How is that a justification? Bro, it only makes me think he's even weirder than before. Because if you spend so much money on something, why would you have such retarded critique for it? It almost makes you wonder why you're spending that much money on something that you're going to view in such an odd lens.
Certainly S2 of every Sentinel Resonator and their signature weapon too. I've explored every region. I've completed all of the content.
Who asked? Bro, The initial take was, why are you out here taking a shit on these skins with such a retarded take when you own all of them? And now he's out here talking about his achievements and playtime and map explore. Bro, he can do no wrong.
I have 99% achievements. I've done everything in the game. I am...
Yeah, I done everything in the game except like fucking, I don't... Oh my god, it sounds like... Why are you bragging about this? It just makes your take even stupider. Because it makes you wonder, why would somebody that spends so much time on this game regurgitate a take that is somehow this disliked by everybody playing it? Bro, this would be like Ziox and Tuano bombing the Hoyoverse HQ. Like, straight, like, what the fuck is this?
John Waves. This is important because I'm not speaking about Wuthering Waves as an out...
Exactly, you're saying you're John Waves. This is like John Wick shooting his own dog. It doesn't make sense. This is like basically what you're doing if you're John Waves.
Outsider looking in, nor am I hating on the game. I am the Wuthering Waves customer.
Then why would you say such dumb shit about the game? Bro, what?
Adding skins is an admission of inferiority in the...
Dude, how are you saying you John Waves when this is in your video?
Gacha space, because you're basically admitting that you can't make as much money on characters, which is why you're selling more skins. Much money as these games, we need to use other avenues to get money. And that's how we've been seeing how Cruel Games has basically admitted that it's unable to generate as much money as these other games.
Bro, are you John? How are you John Waves? Do you see already why this video is a disaster? Do you see why this is like a triple down? Bro, because like you just take a look at the track record, the actual takes, and then you hear like the defense over here, and all you can think is, what the fuck is this guy still saying?
Customer talking about the game
and now you see why he disabled dislikes.
Giving you my honest takes, and at the very least, you'll know I'm always being honest.
Well, I guess he's not lying. He's just really stupid.
This is important because it seems as though we're all expressing love in different ways. If you have a best friend and your best friend walks out the house and maybe they didn't brush their teeth, maybe they didn't shower, or all manner of ways, do you say something to that best friend? You can choose not to say something and then claim you love that best friend. But in my opinion, we can express love in different ways.
Okay, so this is what he's trying to say. He's basically saying that he's doing the equivalent of a friendly reminder to Wuthering Waves that can't hurt them and can only help them. For example, right? If your friend were to leave the house without brushing their teeth and you smell their nasty ass breath, you ask them to brush their teeth, it doesn't do anything to hurt them, it only helps them. Right? It can only help them because, like, I don't know where bad breath is going to be beneficial for you, except, like, I don't know, like going, like fucking going to Asmon's, like, fucking whatever, right? That's not an equivalency. It's not the same thing. Bro, this guy is basically telling you that his take over here,
when it comes to character revenue themselves, the Kuro characters are just not as enticing.
This is like your friend, right, that you live with, whatever, right, walking out of the house with bad breath. And then in response, right, you start saying, oh, well, I guess that you're just one of those individuals out there that doesn't seem to care about their personal appearance or how they appear to people at all. Yeah, no, I mean, you can just tell that you're an inferior individual who doesn't even, like, that's what you did. You didn't remind them to brush their teeth. You, like, basically would call your friend like a fucking inferior human being because they don't brush their teeth. Because that's how absurd your fucking take is here. And now you're trying to whitewash the past, right? Say that you're actually John Waves the whole time. No, bitch, you said some retarded shit about the game. And then now you're trying to say it was just positive, helpful critique the whole time. Bro.
Adding skins is an admission. An admission.
Bro, this is your positive, helpful critique? Because that's what reminding a motherfucker to brush their teeth is. It's a helpful, positive one that's not negative at all. No, you told your friend they're an inferior human being because they don't have good personal hygiene or some shit. And like, yeah, if they clean themselves afterwards, it might have worked, but they'll think you're a fucking dickhead afterwards.
You don't have to be confrontational. You don't have to say
You don't have to be confrontational.
anything mean.
You don't have to say anything. Bro, Wait, so even in this analogy over here, he seems to recognize the proper way to handle this, but yet in his video, in his initial take, he, like, didn't do that. He didn't do anything about what he's talking about right now. We just played it.
And just pull the person aside and say, hey, man, how you doing? What's going on?
You didn't do that, though.
Did you know about so-and-so? I love Wuthering Waves in both ways.
But you didn't do that, though. Bro, wait, no, this guy is, like, he does seem like a stereotypical abuser. With, like, this is like the gaslight manuscript. What the fuck? Bro, and the craziest thing is that this doesn't work when everything's online and published. And there's a track record. And I could just go back and actually show what you said. I can go back and, like, actually remind people of what you actually said. And show that it's just gaslighting.
I've created many videos talking about what your Wuthering Waves waifu says about you. A whole bunch of playful, entertaining videos that aren't meant to be taken seriously. And I've made other Wuthering Waves videos as well. For example, a video—
I don't understand how this explains your dog shit video.
criticizing
This one too? What is this one? Oh, is it another amazing clip from this amazing CC? Anyone in the space has seen for a fucking long time, and it's while Enfield is in the dumps. These Enfield CCs. Dude. This game being bad is ruining their fucking channel because they— yeah, a little bit of that as well. Yeah, this guy is an Enfield CC too, and that game's not doing good, so you can probably see why he's schizoing out on Wuthering Waves so much. But yeah, like I said before, how does having this track record of whatever excuse your bad critique? Bro, this is like somebody having a 5-star review on Yelp, and they're like doing your taxes, and then the guy like just takes a shit on your tax forms and sends it back to you, and it's just covered in poo. And then he says, well, I have a 5-star Yelp track record, so like, what are you complaining about? That's like, again, he's providing an explanation, reasoning, defense that doesn't even make sense regarding what happened.
negative status, the worst design mechanic in the game. This was around the time with Zani and Phoebe, and it was really bad, but they've since perfectly fixed it. Then I made a video called People Say Wuthering Waves is Good, so why is everyone quitting it? I mean, wow, you want to go through all of my greatest hits? I mean, I am going in. And then I made a video called Why Wuthering Waves Makes Less Money Than Genshin. Jesus, I can't be stopped. I give you literally both sides of the game.
Or the conclusion that people make is, you used to make videos that weren't dog shit. Then Enfield started going really bad, and you had a mental breakdown and started making trash.
Of the incredible designs, animations, aspects of the game, and other aspects of the game that other people don't talk about that seems to be hidden from sight because, I don't know, people just don't like talking about all of the things that are in the game. I believe that both of them are expressions of love. Now,
Why don't you just address this take?
Adding skins is an admission of inferiority.
Can you just address this take and why you unilaterally did not apply it to the entire space, and you only applied it to Wuwa when every other game in the space is doing skins? Just like, what is this loosey-goosey love fucking happiness vibes, bro? What, like, bro, live, love, what is this shit? Bro, this bro's video, this section of the video is like, it's like a fucking 20-year-old Gen Z girl's wall, bro. Like her fucking living room wall. What is this shit?
When you're talking to a real person, you don't have to be aggressive like I'm being in a video because I'm doing this all for entertainment. In real life, you need to be polite to other people, as am I. But
This is my personal take. If someone's attempting to gaslight this severely online, where there's proof about everything, bro, I can't imagine how much they gaslight offline where there isn't proof and records of everything. Like, dude, like, it's impressive somebody's trying to gaslight and rewrite history and, like, retcon what occurred when it's all online and you can just see it and disprove him immediately. What do you think he does offline?
a video, I'm just playing it up for content, for entertainment. So let's not get this twisted. I love Wuthering Waves a lot. I love the game just as much as you, and let's not get that mistaken at all. I've been seeing a lot of comments that say, how do these optional skins affect me as a free-to-play player that doesn't spend any money?
So he just went off on a tangent saying that, like, oh, he actually loves Wuwa, that's why his critiques are okay. Let's just never mention this bullshit
Adding skins is an admission of inferiority.
Yeah, let's just pretend that never happened. I guess that's the video. We realize that take is so bad, it's so indefensible. We're not going to address it because we know we're wrong. And we can't address it because at the start of the video, remember, we said we're right.
It's clear that by now we are just banging our heads against the wall. No matter how many dislikes or comments you write, I won't change my mind. And no matter how many videos...
He won't change his mind, and he's still right about everything. But he won't defend this dog shit take. I can't keep defending. That's funny. Because this take is from this video, and he won't defend that take. It's just ironic because he won't defend this take at all.
I've been seeing a lot of comments that say, how do these optional skins affect me as a free-to-play player that doesn't...
Okay, here we go. Yeah. We maybe cut out some of the other part before. Okay, this makes more sense. How do the optional... Okay, so after we try to gaslight the viewers into, like, into our previous videos actually showing that we support the game, even though they're just hate-fueled hit pieces. We saw that they're hate-fueled hit pieces. After trying to gaslight, he failed at that. Now he's going to say, this is how optional cosmetic skins that don't impact gameplay, here's how they ruin it for free-to-play players. Let's get ready. Buckle down for this one. How do optional cosmetic skins ruin the game for free-to-plays? Let's find out.
Spend any money. Here's how. I will explain this as succinctly as possible.
Okay.
These skins are a representation of Kuro's mindset.
That's the same weird, dumb, that's the same cryptic shit he said in the last video. What the fuck? Bro, he said that shit again. Fuck. Dude, it still makes no sense. Alright. Maybe he's cooking.
From this point onward, I will call this mindset all gas, no brakes. Recently, Kuro has been releasing more and more content, more characters, more skins, more bike skins, more accessories, more. And on the surface,
so the first point is that the game is releasing more content.
this all seems like a really good thing. After all, who doesn't want to consume more content, more characters, more skins of a game that they love? Except there are consequences for doing this.
Okay, so he's saying the game adding more content is bad. Once again, remember what one of the main misgivings is with his critique? Why does this only apply to Wuthering Waves and not other games? Like, why does that take only apply to Wuthering Waves and not other games? Because all these other games are adding content too. ZZZ is adding content. AKE's adding content. Some of it, not really. HSR is adding content. Why just Woo-Wah? Let's see if that gets addressed. Why just Wuthering Waves?
One, the more characters that Kuro releases, the more they have to justify why they want you to summon for the...
Okay, so we're not going to address why just Woo-Wah. Let's imagine every single critique over here. Woo-Wah is not in it. Let's see how many gacha games we can apply this critique to. Let's listen in.
There are consequences for doing this. For one, the more characters that Kuro releases, the more they have to justify why they want you to summon for these characters.
Okay, so did he just say that it's a problem because when gacha companies make units, they need to convince you to buy them? A company making products is bad because they need to market the products to you. Bro is just out here talking about basic elements of business because I feel like he's never taken, like, classes before. He took one Business 101 class, and now he's just, like, taking the findings from Business 101, an introductory college class, and now he's, like, talking about them like they're, like, conclusive points. Bro, you just described one of the most basic market dynamics that has existed since, like, BC. Bro, if a caveman got, like, the plank of a tree and then, like, drew apples on it to signify that he's trading apples, that's marketing. Like that's literally what you just described here. A fucking caveman, bro, advertising his produce. Trying to barter apples for, like, meat or some shit. I don't fucking know. Bro, what? That's Okay, maybe he's cooking with the rest of it, right? He just brought up a very, very, very basic marketing point. Let's hear more. Woo-wah's bad because they're making characters and they need to market the characters. That's bad. Okay, let's see how it gets worse.
This has led to a sharp increase in both HP inflation and power creep in the recent months.
So, this is where we do the pivot to HP inflation and power creep. What does that have to do with skins? Because remember, the point over here is this. Let's listen to this. All gas, no brakes.
Kuro has been releasing more and more content, more characters, more skins, more bike skins, more...
What do skins and bike skins have to do with your first point of endgame content?
Creep in the recent months.
Do you see this, like, quick swap? Bro, it's like this guy is trying to do one of those bugs in, like, the old school, like, fucking Diablo games where you can, like, drop something on the floor, pick it up real quick, and, like, dupe it. Bro, he's, like, trying to do that with the points in this video. Bro, he just, like, straight up is trying to, like, apply, like, quick swap out this take, right?
Adding skins is an admission of inferiority in the gacha space.
He's trying to quick swap this take for HP inflation and power creep. A point that does not exist in the original video and did not exist in his follow-up video. Bro just comes in, exited out, right? He had his team ready to go. He went to team select, swapped out this argument and put in HP inflation and power creep. Then just pretended that that's what it was the whole time. Then he's just pretending that this is what it was the whole time, but his new take is just as dumb. Because now he's saying skins and bike skins are related to HP inflation and power creep. When the skins are entirely cosmetic, don't impact stats at all, unlike other gachas. So, even this attempt to cover up the damage and gaslight people even further is not working. Because remember what I said before about how my bad analogy at the start was actually going to be really good? You see now how 10 trips or 10 ways to train your dog suddenly becomes the life story of your treasured animal. Because how the fuck do you tie cosmetic, no stat skins to HP inflation? What the fuck is the point? How does that even work? And if anything, skins actually go against HP inflation and power creep. It's ironic. Why would somebody buy Chang Li's skin if she's power crept and useless? Why would you buy a skin for a character that can't be used? Is that addressed? Because those 2 points seem to be completely, Why would somebody want to buy Zani's skin when she's so bad? Why would somebody want to buy Jinsei or Chang Li's skin when they're so bad? I guess we didn't address that point there. But then again, right, analytical vibes is always right. It's just, hey. Think about it this way. This is like analytical vibes' way of analyzing things. I can't see it, so I'm not going to address it. Yeah, I don't see the argument that you're talking about, so I don't need to address it, motherfucker. Get the fuck out of here.
If recently you've tried to complete any endgame within the last few months, usually you would have completed it quite handily with your current cast of characters.
What does this have to do with skins?
But then you try to complete it now, and now you're only doing it with 10 seconds left.
What does this have to do with skins?
Why is that? That's strange. All gas, no brake.
Your all gas, no brakes is related to skins and bike skins. How is this related to skins and bike skins? You just said this for no reason.
Recently, you've probably seen all of the new amazing looking characters in the game.
What does this have to do with skins? These are units.
Yang Yang, Su Ming, Sui Sui, H-Sin, they all—
Are these skins? Where are the skins?
All look great. And you're just thinking to yourself, man, what am I gonna do? I like so many of these characters and
Yeah, characters, not skins.
I can't get all of them. And then you're feeling a little bit discouraged.
Are you supposed to be able to get every character in a gacha game? I don't think anyone expects you to get every character free to play. He's out here talking about how, like, not being able to get every character in a gacha free to play is predatory and bad. Bro, what? Why is this just... Bro, it's a woo-wah only video. And we're talking about how not being able to get every character in the gacha game is bad in the woo-wah. Bro, what the fuck? Dude, this is like saying like a person is bad because they have maintenance costs. Like, oh yeah, like machines would be way more efficient. Like you got to go to like the doctor, you got to eat food, you got to go take a shit. Yeah, you should just replace all your organic like what the fuck is this, bro?
Why is that? All gas, no brakes.
Where are the skins? Dude, do you see how he has completely shifted responsibility for those dog shit takes on inferiority and skins, and now he's just talking about HP inflation and power creep? But then again, my favorite take over here is that he's saying, oh man, Kuro's releasing units and I can't pull all of them. Predatory. All gas, no brakes. Bro, these guys are releasing units. All gas, no brakes.
No brakes. Maybe you play Wuthering Waves casually, or maybe you actually played the game a lot, but recently you felt as though you've been getting left behind a little bit. You're like, how is that possible? You played the game regularly, and yet it's still leaving you behind? How? I'll tell you how. All gas, no brakes.
Let me tell you a little bit about a content creator who sometimes can get so caught up in their own ego that they decide to put out a bunch of videos without doing any research at all. And the end result is that they lose hundreds of subscribers and need to actually disable their likes. All gas, no brakes. Yeah. They actually privated one of their videos as well, and now they're pretty much their channel's fucked. All gas, no brakes. Yeah, their comment section looks like a bloody murder from pretty much every, like, it's like they released an entire max security prison, right? It was a prison break in his comment section. All gas, no brakes. Like, geez, dude, bro, like, why are you so dumb?
Kuro didn't used to be like this. In fact, in the past, Kuro used to give players actual rest periods, long ones and multiple ones, back to back, in order to give you an opportunity.
3.2 had a single character. That was right before the anniversary, so everyone could save up a fuck ton of pulls to get Hiyuki because they all skipped Sigrika. So yes, we've already gotten one of these. What the fuck are you on about, you stupid retard?
Opportunity to recuperate. In the beginning, we had Shorekeeper debut by herself in 1.3. Then we had Camellia debut by herself the next patch in 1.4.
That's because the game was literally going through story rewrites, and 1.4 was one of the smallest patches in the history of the game. Because they were prepping for Rinascita, you stupid retard. Literally, 1.4 was just the Somme Noir event, which was just a extended Elusive Realm while they got ready for Rinascita's release. Because Rinascita was supposed to be in the launch version of the game, but we went through story rewrites, and so that's why 2.0 was after 1.4. Yes, you would notice that 1.0 only lasted from May to December. And then 2.0 started in January. But suddenly, 3.0 looks like 2.0 lasted the whole year. So 1.0 was literally shortened. You know 1.0 was shortened because of the development schedule, but you're using it as an example. A patch and an update that you know is not regular, it's not typical, and Kuro's already set a new standard. So this is just misinfo.
2 characters debuting by themselves back to back, that would be inconceivable today.
Because there's no fucking reason to, because the game isn't going through massive story rewrites like it was in 1.0 of the game.
Because then, today, you would actually be able to get both characters. We had Cantarella 2.2 by herself, for Lova 2.6 by herself.
She's actually a 2.5, so you got that wrong. I don't know how you fucked that up still.
Issa 2.8 by herself.
Okay, so this is the amount of time in between each patch, right, with a single character unit. 2.2 to 2.5 is 3 patches. 2.5 to 2.8 is 3 patches. And do you want to know what 2.8 to 3.2 is? 3 patches. So this guy over here, right? 3.2, the one he's not showing on here, was the single patch Sigrika. So there's been 3 months of time in between each release. It's just 3 months of time between each release, so it's consistent. So what this guy is basically trying to indict is, like, say that Wuwa, right, is not doing single characters as often anymore, when it's literally just at the same rate it's always been. 3 months between each single character release. He's angry about consistency. The consistency is literally there. That's the goofy fucking part. 3 months between these two, 3 months between these two, and then 3 months or 3 patches between Chisa and Sagrika.
All of these characters, every few months, Kuro would give you a rest period in order for you to recuperate. But now, it's all gas, no breaks.
How? It's the same amount of time between Frolova and Chisa that it is between Sagrika and Chisa. How is it all gas, no breaks now, when it's the same amount of time? This is how poorly this guy does analysis and research. But he'll still say, you can never convince me. I'm always right. I am the undeniable one. I am the analytical one. But bro, like, he's just straight up spreading factually incorrect information like this.
Recuperate. But now, it's all gas, no breaks. Ever since 2.8, we have been going 100 miles per hour, releasing double characters every patch.
Ever since 2.8, bro, you want to know what was after Cantarella? Zani and Chikona, a double character banner. You want to know what was after Frolova? Yuno and Augusta, a double character banner. So even after those previous banners, right? It's the same shit, and he's trying to like call out what's going on recently when it's exactly the same. It's been consistent.
Only rest we've had is 3.2 with Sagrika, but I can say that
what? He just went out here and said, all gas, no brakes. Kuro's been on a rampage since 2.8, and it's literally exactly the same. The exact same release schedule. Yeah, you can do this yourself, bro, and see how dumb this motherfucker is. Dude, look, after Cantarella, the single character banner, you then got Zani and Chikona, a double banner. Then after Frolova, or you can see over here, it's literally 4 characters in between each single one. Look, 1, 2, 3... Cantarella, 1, 2, 3, 4, Frolova. Yuno Augusta, 1, 2, 3, 4. Galreina Chuyan, then Chisa. And then guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, Sagrika. How are you this bad at counting? How do you make an entire point about how the company is accelerating its pace when nothing has changed? It's exactly the same pace as before. The same level of consistency, but suddenly now it's all gas, no brakes. There's no way you're this dumb. There's no way somebody's this stupid, but that is going to repeatedly say over and over again that they're right. Just over and over and over and over again that they're correct. That they know everything. That they're the true key. But you wanna know what the funny thing? Bro, they kind of did it again too. Single character, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Even during the collab, they still follow the rules. That's kind of crazy, isn't it? Every 4 units, you'll get a single banner. Literally, since... Bro, how long has it been? Wait, let me see here. Cancer, 1, 2, 3. It's been since Camellia's release. They've done 4 characters, then a single character banner. The same level since 1.4. And you managed to fuck it up because you can't do... Bro, I think a 5th grader would find that out. Bro, I think a 5th grader has better pattern recognition than you.
From now going onward, based on the characters they've
But then again, when you're going all gas, no brakes, you don't have time to think about what you're even saying.
Revealed, I don't see any rest period in the future at all, especially since Yang and...
So this is what he's doing. He's now saying, because he created this false illusion over here, that that Kuro went faster after 2.8, he's now making this bullshit point that they're gonna go even faster, even though they're going the same exact speed. They're going the same speed as before, but he's predicting the future that they're gonna go even faster after making up some bullshit about them going faster.
And say that from now going onward, based on the characters they've revealed, I don't see any rest period in the future at all.
You don't even know what a rest period is, so that checks out. This dude is so dumb in his analysis, he had no idea that it's just the same. So yeah, I believe him here. He's not smart enough to know.
Oh, especially since Yang and Sui Sui just came out. We just had Cyberpunk collab right now with Lucilla. The patch before, we had Hiyuki and Denia. It's just...
This dude is just listing out the banner schedule. Like, bro, it's like, dude, like... He's just listing out the banner schedule like it's bad. It's like... Oh my god. Like, what does this have to do with anything?
Just an endless series of all gas, no brakes.
Bro, you could just say that about any game. Bro, just list off the last 10 characters that any game has released and then just say, oh my god, they're going so fast.
If you think the power creep and the HP inflation is bad now, after just a few months...
What does this have to do with skins? remember, you made up some shit anyways in this video, right? Remember, the crux of the argument is this. The crux of all the videos is this. The original source, the thumbnail, the topical matter is this. What does all of this that we've been listening to, how does it even slightly tangentially related to this? My honest thoughts on the state of Wuwa, final video on the matter. Bro, he lied in the title too. This is not even related to any of his other videos. We went from skins to endgame, HP inflation, power creep, and banner release schedules. We went through all of this and we still haven't even addressed what people are pissed off about.
Of All Gas No Brakes by Kuro, you are in for a rough time because the power creep is about to get so bad when they start releasing Sentinel Resonators for other regions. You think a single character from Mengzhou or 3.5 onward is going to be weak? I mean, these characters are going to be so strong.
How strong are their skins going to be though?
Because Kuro has not released one single weak character.
How strong are the skins going to be though? Yeah, I think Kuro's released weak skins though, so.
You might say to yourself, oh man, I can't wait to skip.
What about weak bike skins? Analytical Vibes should make a bike skin tier list and to let us know which one is the strongest. Which one's going to make your damage go up the highest because he has all of them.
All of these future Mengzhou characters. Okay, I mean, you might.
Dude, what is this video even supposed to be about? It's just like, it's a completely separate fucking video.
As well give up on clearing the endgame because you won't stand a chance.
Bro's out here talking about endgame, power creep, Mengzhou, all of that, when the initial topic was him saying Wuthering Waves is inferior because they put skins in the game. Only Wuthering Waves is inferior. Every other gacha company put skins in the game, but Wuba's the only one that's inferior because they put skins in theirs.
It's all gas, no brakes. What's interesting about this is that the power creep and inflation that has been ramping up rapidly in the game has had absolutely no effect on me at all. I could complain about HP inflation.
Your video and your points are having no effect on me at all because I'm still wondering how the fuck it's related to your first video.
But because I like to be honest, because I like to be truthful, what would I really be complaining about? I mean, I'd be complaining about a problem other people are experiencing because I have no experience of having any more difficulty in content at all. But
yes, that's what content creators do. They can sometimes, actually a big thing about a content creator is that they might not necessarily have a problem with something, but then they'll just simply vocalize it out for other people. Yeah, that's like kind of like what CCs do. Like, I don't understand what we're doing, what we're...
You are. I mean, I have my own personal problems with the game, as I've explained many times already, but you are. Why? Because of all gas, no brakes. When gacha games are usually go, 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 they usually release all of the characters. And then
Bro, it's been 7 minutes and he hasn't talked about skins once.
during a rest patch is when they release skins. It doesn't
Oh my god, now he's talking about skins.
always turn out this way, but this is how it is most of the time. But recently, Kuro has been releasing 2 new skins, more accessories, and characters every patch, just going 150 miles per hour.
How does that relate to endgame and power creep and character release schedules? This is you trying desperately somehow to try to like package this dog shit point into somewhat of like a digestible format, but it is literally shit. It's literally poo. You're trying to feed someone poo with this video. Just stop. Just get rid of this. Like, why do you keep trying to make a dish out of this? Why do you keep trying to cook it? Why do you keep trying to cook with this? Just throw it away.
In the past, you can reasonably get a lot of your favorite Wuthering Waves characters. Now, it's no longer possible.
What? How is it different than before? Do we have any proof or reasoning for this? Like how it's changed? 3.3 was the most polls we've ever had in a patch before. Last anniversary was the most polls. Bro, isn't the poll going up? Average free-to-play combis? Bro, this is the most poll. That's the most polls we ever had in the game. And this patch is 10 days short. It's like 10 days shorter than it's supposed to be. So we just got off of one of the most, literally, wait, look at 3.0 onward. Oh my God. Just look at this 5-patch stretch of time compared to everything else. There's more polls here than any other time in the history of the game. Oh, 3.4 is missing the collab poll, so it's actually 90 plus. So this is actually 90 plus. They just took the collab polls out of here. Oh, okay, so it's 90 plus. So he just said it's harder to get units ever than before. But the factual evidence and proof shows you we are getting more polls now than we've ever gotten in Wuwa history. Plus, we've never gotten characters as free-to-play friendly as units like Lene, Luke, Rebecca, And of course, Mordier. Yeah, these guys, they all don't need their weapon. Like, these are all units that you just perform at very high levels without their signature and can clear all the endgame content. That's the proof that we have, is that the game has gotten more affordable, the game has gotten more friendly, and that the game is, like, what's it called, more accessible to most players. But he's just saying everything's harder. We looked at the evidence, we got the glue, he's just saying, just trust me, bro. Factually, the game has to be more free-to-play friendly than it was before because the amount of polls have gone up insanely.
And if you don't get them after 3 reruns, you'll never get them again because...
Proof? What? There are these people that are coming out with this idea that, like, characters will only get 3 reruns. I don't understand that. Where'd you guys pull that out from? They just reran the 1.x unit, so this is just... Bro, he made this after the 1.x rerun banner. Bro, this guy is the most insane LARPer I've ever fucking seen. I don't even think he saw this live stream. I don't even think he saw this... Bro, what do you mean, the rerun hell? You can see even in the... Over here, it says this banner's gonna come back again. Look, it's shared among all Reverb Resonator convenes. So this is the rerun system for the old units. So you're just spreading even more lies here because you didn't watch the live stream. Imagine that you make this video to defend yourself, but you don't do adequate research and you completely miss an insane new feature that was just announced in a live stream from 3 days ago. That's what happens when you're all gas, no brakes, right?
The rerun graveyard. Oh man, there's so much to talk about, but there's not enough time.
What rerun graveyard, bitch? They're casting Monster Resurrection. Bro, they were casting Monster Reborn, you retard. But you just didn't watch the fucking live stream. You're just out here to talk random shit about this game, doing zero research, just believing right off the top of your head whatever the fuck your brain comes up with, because you're just making shit up at this point.
Otherwise, the video will be too long. One way to slow down power creep is to slow down the banner schedule. You'll notice that Honkai Star Rail kind of has a little bit of a power creep problem because Honkai Star Rail has released 2 characters per patch since debut.
That's not why this game has a power creep problem. Plus, a little? This guy is simply saying that releasing characters leads to power creep. No, you dumb bitch. All you need to do is look at Genshin Impact. This is the Spiral Abyss chart in Genshin Impact. You can clearly see, until 5.3, there wasn't HP inflation and power creep. Then Marvel Week and Sitlali come out, and that's what happens. So somehow Genshin had no HP inflation for power creep for 5 years, releasing double characters and all of that. Somehow Genshin had none. Then they released Marvel Week and Sitlali, the team that does 50% more damage than everybody else, and then HP goes up like this, then very next patch. And then it stays like that. So no, when you have consistent HP levels for the runtime of the game, and then 2 units that do 50% more than everybody else comes out, and then you have HP inflation, that's what causes HP inflation. Not simply adding characters to the... Dude, this guy is just saying the dumbest shit possible that can just be disproven by taking a look at any bit of data ever. This guy's name is Analytical Vibes, but I think he hates analyzing things. I think he hates looking at data. He hates looking at numbers. He just likes literal. It's like not, you know how there's vibe coding, right? This guy's vibe scripting. He is just sitting here, I think, at his computer, at like his fucking Google Doc or whatever, just writing whatever he feels like. He probably just writes for 10 minutes and then turns it into a video. It's like, it's vibe scripting, bro.
They've only had 3 characters up until 4.0.
Because you just look up any data at all, and you would see, no, it's because they make the character do 50% more damage than everybody else. That's why there's power creep and HP inflation. Honkai Star Rail went to shit after Acheron, who dealt 50% more damage than every other DPS. That's Acheron's fault, not the fact that she was one of the others, that she was released alongside Sparkle.
Who debuted alone. I know them off the top of my head because it's so few. Rappa, Cyrene, and Dahlia. And
the game was shit before any of these guys came out. Dude, this guy is such a LARP. The game was broken balance-wise before any of these units came out. It was unplayable before any of these guys. What?
Those last 2 just happened at the end of version 3, which is nuts, which means HSR has gone years. All gas, no brakes.
This guy's equating character releases to power creep. No, it's the character releases that do 50% more damage than everything else. That's what turns... Bro, it's just... What is... Dude, this guy is the definition of correlation is not causation. This guy will legitimately tell you that bad weather caused 9/11. It was like foggy the morning that the attack happened, so the next time it's foggy, another plane's hitting New York. That's like, bro, this...
That's a large reason why the game has a little...
Nah, like, that's...
bit of power creep. And Cruel is starting to release so many more characters mimicking this banner release schedule. Cruel also isn't releasing any bad characters that they push to the standard banner for unknown reasons, or characters that come out and are pretty weak and are disappointed by the community, as sometimes other gacha games that shall not be named do, even though we dislike these practices because we get our favorite character.
What does this have to do with skins, motherfucker? Oh my, wait, did he just he just quick swapped? Bro, where did this... How long did he... Bro, what, were we just talking about skins? He just quick swapped out of that shit again. Wait, we went from skins to like HSR's banner skin. Oh my gosh, bro.
And they're not as good as we want. That helps stem HP inflation and power creep, which allowed another game that shall not be named to hold off on power creep for 4 to 5 years.
What does this have to do with skins?
Before, they also went all gas, no brakes. In fact, a concept...
Bro, this guy was like, how can I defend myself, but then still also not address the biggest hole in my argument? I'm gonna do it all gas, no brakes.
Consequence of them not rerunning characters is because of all gas, no brakes as well. There's no time to sell...
What do reruns have to do with skins? And then also, how do you even put this rerun point in your fucking video, bro? Bro, we already established your rerun point is dog shit. What are we doing here? Bro, they're rerunning the 1.x units.
Tell you old characters when they need to keep pushing new characters in order to justify the power creep in order for you to get the new characters. This problem manifests problems for different people in different ways. When I see Kuro release another 2 skins, despite releasing all of these characters, I think to...
When I see them release 2 skins after having a regular release schedule. Bro, what are you doing out here, bro? Go make a video on Genshin Impact, you stupid retard. What the hell? Bro, like Genshin's literally releasing... Bro, what are we doing? Bro, what is... Bro, what about NTE? Bro, what about NTE, your game? Bro, NTE is your game. What about that game releasing 7 million skins on release for every unit?
To myself, that's interesting. That is a harbinger of doom.
So, Kuro released 2 skins alongside a regular character release schedule, and now that's the Harbinger of Doom. Bro, no, this is the Harbinger of Doom, you stupid idiot. No, if a channel owner needs to disable their own likes, that is the Harbinger of Doom. If a channel needs to, private their own video, that's the Harbinger of Doom. When a channel proceeds to try to defend themselves and they only make the matter worse and they're getting clowned on even more in the comments after saying that this is your final video on the matter, that's a harbinger of doom. You wanted this to be the mic drop. You wanted all of this to go away after this, but you're only making it worse because you are still refusing to take accountability. And somebody 3 videos in that's this far away from taking accountability, that's the real harbinger of doom, you stupid idiot.
And then you see it and you just think, oh, I don't care. And that's fair. We all have our own opinion. But then you try to go into Tower Adversity or any endgame and you can't complete it.
What does this have to do with the skins, bro? This is just a video about HP inflation and power creep and how it's not good. Awesome. We've all been there. We've all done that. We've all made the video. But instead, you've decided to try to bro, it's like you're in here, right? I think this is the best way to describe it. You're using HP inflation, all this shit, power creep, right, as like a condom. But it broke. It's not working, right? Because you got it from the dollar store or some shit. And this is where you're at right now. You are unprotected, bro. Because this was your opportunity over here to actually take accountability, right? This was your opportunity over here, right? To admit wrongdoing. This was your opportunity over here to address how dog shit.
Adding skins is an admission of inferiority in the gacha space.
That was your opportunity to address that. But instead, you triple downed.
To go into Tower Adversity or any endgame and you can't a harbinger of doom.
And you call the game releasing skins alongside a regular banner schedule that every other company is doing. Because you asked this critique. Right, you simply apply this critique to any other game. You can just do it. You can take this same exact critique over here. Bro, they're releasing characters. They're releasing 2 characters every update. And then they release 1 character, like every other game. Then they have HP inflation and power creep in the endgame, like every other game. Then they have skins, like every other game. And Wuthering Waves? Yeah, this is a harbinger of doom, what they're doing. You just doubled down again. You triple down at this point on being right and that this is just the worst shit ever. But we haven't addressed still that other games are doing it? Why is Wuthering Waves being singled out? Why are all the other games getting a pass? How is it a harbinger of doom for them? But then for NTE, you're out here spamming videos, right? You know NTE is the fucking skin slop game. NTE is literal skin slop. And you're just out here, right? You was out here spamming videos on them like crazy. But where's your video about NTE skin slop? Where's that one? Oh, how to get the NTE Porsche skin for free. Oh, we made a video advertising a car skin. Why aren't we talking about how this one is bad? Like, what is this shit? How do you sit here advertising the NTE car skin like this? What is this the harbinger of? Is this the harbinger of success in NTE, but it's the harbinger of doom in WoWa? Bro, what? Like, this is the type of shit that people wanted you to talk about. This was the type of shit you had an opportunity to address, like I was saying before. But instead, you just tripled down, didn't change your position at all, and just made it worse.
Have our own opinion. But then you try to go into Tower Adversity or any endgame, and you can't complete it. And everyone's stuck wondering,
hey, yo, can I take my NTE Porsche into the endgame?
Why is this happening? Kuro used to be a free-to-play heaven. All gas, no brakes.
They just gave out Rebecca for free. Saying this during the patch where you get a free 5-star has to be the most tone-deaf thing I've ever heard. Like, how do you do this on the patch where you get the free 5-star? And that's how you know this guy's just legitimately hating.
At this point, Kuro's hairs are in the air, in the car, saying, Jesus, take the wheel, going 200 miles per hour. The truth is, this new state will just become a matter of fact, just like it is in other games that have power creep. You just accept it, you move on, and there'll be nothing to claim about and there'll be nothing to complain about because it'll be the new normal. However, I remember a time before. I remember a time in the past.
I love how he's just tried to change this entire thing into an HP inflation debate.
Where there were breaks back to back, 2 breaks, 1.
And then he's talking about, bro, you have Alzheimer's. If you're saying that you remember breaks back to back, this is because your memory's bad. We've literally shown you that your memory's fucking bad. How about this? How about instead of trusting what's in your head, because what's in your head is damaged, clearly, it's not working at full efficiency, you just look shit up, look up facts, look up details so that your videos can be not dog shit. Because this video is just filled with lies, misinformation, and assumptions that I just assume you want people to take your word for it. And when you simply fact check anything in here, there's a good chance it's probably going to be wrong because we did that like 7 times in this fucking video. We say WoWa's gotten less free-to-play friendly. All we see are polls going up and characters becoming more free-to-play friendly. And there's so much more. It's just such a shit show that you're even at the point where people are calling you out on your grift, bro. People can identify that this video has nothing to do with your original points. Talking about how you're overextending points and stuff like that. Your phrasing is ridiculously provoked. Like, bro, even people supporting him, right, are taking a shit on him. And that's all this is. You missed the mark. HP inflation or banner schedule should be the main target, not the skin or the bike. Because this is what he's doing. If it was just HP inflation, not even the banner schedule. Because the banner schedule shit, bro just can't fucking count. Yeah, we've established that bro just can't count. That's why he seems to think that there was like a longer gap between Chisa and Sigrika than Chisa and Frolova, even though it was exactly the fucking same. So yeah, this guy's just fucking cooked there. It's only HP inflation. It's only power creep. But he tried to mix 2 or 3 subjects together to make a dog shit argument because he's gonna die on the hill that he was right the whole time. This guy cannot admit that he was ever even slightly wrong about anything. And so even if he has the worst point ever made, he's gonna die on the hill of this somehow being right. And so he's got to weave in the skins in here somehow, and it just ends up being the most dog shit video ever made. Arguably, possibly worse than his other one when you consider what his goal was supposed to be. Because when you know that he's doing this just to cover his ass, gaslight people and all of that, and you can clock him on that, this might be the worst video he's made out of the 3. Because it just shows that he thinks his audience is retarded. But they're not. They're calling him out on that shit, and he's just getting mogged. It's really bad.
Patch after another with Shorekeeper and Camellia. We don't...
This guy's... Yeah, no, this guy's straight up driving analogy. He's going off a cliff, all gas, no brakes. Like, that's... Like, he's going on, like, on a GTA, like, fucking GTA 5. Like, bro, the Mount Chiliad, bro. He's going on the Mount Chiliad ramp. Jesus, take the wheel.
Have that anymore. And because I remember a time before, it affects my opinion now. It's entirely possible that if you started playing Wuthering Waves in 2.8 onward, as far as you're concerned, bike skins have been in the game since the beginning, because that's all you remember when you started playing the game. I see a lot of comments by day one WoW players, and they 100% agree with me because they know the game's different. Doesn't mean the game's worse, doesn't mean it's bad, but
This guy's getting one guide by positive comments. This guy was like, yeah, I saw a positive comment or two in here. Nah, they know I was spin. Nah. There's only a select squad. They know who they are though. They know I was spin. Bro, you privated your own video. Shut the fuck up. No, you were getting mogged, bro. That shit was brutal and vile. That's why you had to make sure nobody else can see it.
it's obviously different, and anyone who's played since day one could clearly see it. They can feel it. But
no.
If you started playing in the middle of Lahai Roy, as far as you're concerned, the game is great.
If they started playing in the middle of Lahai Roy, they've been playing for 2 months, you stupid idiot. Why would you even say that? Like, you would just say, if somebody's new to the game. Like, bro, even his wording over here just shows how unintelligent he is. A couple of... the middle of Lahai Roy, you mean 2 months ago? Bro, like, when somebody words their stuff like that, you know their brain doesn't work well. Because... if you were smart, your brain would make a shortcut and say, this sounds autistic. Let me convert that to if you started a couple of months ago. Right? Like that's how normal people's brains work. This guy trying so hard to be smart.
It's remarkable. Everything you know is how it's been since you started playing it. And
it's back up? Bro, this guy's actually in the middle. Bro, this guy, there's no way it's back up.
Jinxie skin.
No, this one's been up. No, this one's been up. We're talking about this one. I know this one for... No, this one for sure ain't back up. This is his response video where he kept saying he was right. This is his initial video. No, this one's back up. This is the initial video over here where he put out the dog shit skin take. The removed video is where he doubled down initially on the dog shit skin take. And this video over here that we're almost done with was him literally going ahead and one more time, right? Tripling down, but this time he hides what his original argument was and substitutes HP inflation and power creep in instead.
And that's fine. It's great. That's your experience. But some of us remember a time before. Some of us never quit Wuthering Waves and have been with the company since the beginning. And let me tell you, it's different between the beginning and now. Anyway, there's only one way to really end a video like this and close this chapter entirely. I love Wuthering Waves. I love it just as much as you.
This video is so full of shit, it's crazy.
It's not me hating on the game. This is me loving the game in another way. And
yeah, we're gonna love the game by never addressing the baseline take, saying it's inferior to other gachas for doing exactly what all the other gachas do. We're gonna dodge, cancel, fucking kite the argument and hope that people get distracted enough, but it's not working. It's not working because your ass is just getting clocked over and over and over again in your comment section, bro. Everyone is just calling you out. They're just calling you out. And the whole battered wife thing when it talks about love, bro, I know some people might be offended by that. I don't know a more accurate one to give, because the equivalent of what he's doing, right, would be like you, like, harshly, verbally fucking attacking, or even like beating up your significant other and then saying, oh, I'm just trying to help you the entire time. Because what kind of dumb ass, stupid ass critique? How is this love? He's calling this love.
Adding skins is an admission of inferiority in the gacha space, because you're basically admitting that you can't make as much money on characters, which is why you're selling more skins.
How is that love when it's the most fake critique ever because every other game is doing skins? Would you make up a fake critique about someone that you love, gaslight them into thinking that they're doing something wrong, just to like attack them and get like some brownie points by people who don't like them? That's what he's doing over here. Bro's just admitted to he wanted anti-woo-wah people to give his video views. That's something he admits to in this deleted one. He's talking about loving the game now. Bro, what the fuck? Anyways, I think I'm done with this one. We've been reacting to it for a while. But I think, yeah, this is part 3. It's probably going to keep going.
I love the game in a positive way, too.
All right, yeah, I'm done with this bullshit. Yeah, this guy can go fuck himself. Anyways, awful video once again. But like we've always done this entire week, it is so fun to expose the absolute nonsense that's going on over here. Because a lot of people, right, they do get away with a lot. And I feel like Analytical Vibes is somebody who's gotten away with a lot before. In, like, their offline life, just saying a bunch of vile shit that, like, either has been, like... I feel like this guy is a grade A gaslighter who's fucked over a ton of people. That's just the vibe that I get, because, wow, to just openly lie about so many things like this in a format where stuff can be fact-checked immediately, and he's still this confident. I've got to assume this guy does crazier, even more vile shit when there isn't an online encyclopedia that can fact check him there. I don't know, bro. Like, disabling likes, it is what it is. Anyways, Envy's back, guys. But I don't know. This might be fair to say. I think this guy is worse than Envy. I literally think this guy is worse than Envy. But maybe you guys can convince me otherwise. Let me know what you all thought. Peace out.